Real men with strong character honor women with respect, not control. They protect without possessing, empower without competing, and love through consistent actions. They value her mind, share responsibilities, speak with kindness, and stay loyal. Strength isn't dominance. It's making her feel safe, valued, and free to be herself. Respect is not something that can be demanded temporarily or shown selectively. It is the foundation of every healthy relationship and the truest sign of a man's strength. When a man has strong character, respect becomes a natural extension of who he is, not a strategy he uses to win someone over. He does not offer respect only when it benefits him, nor does he withdraw it when things get difficult. Instead, it is a constant in his interactions, a reflection of his values, and a mirror of his self-respect. A man who respects a woman sees her as an individual with her own identity, dreams, and voice. He does not try to silence her opinions or reshape her into his version of ideal. He understands that her boundaries are not obstacles to his authority, but markers of her dignity, and he honors them without question. This means he listens attentively when she speaks, not waiting for his turn to respond, but genuinely seeking to understand her perspective. He is aware that respect is shown in the small, everyday gestures as much as in the grand moments, how he addresses her, how he treats her in front of others, and how he responds when disagreements arise. When respect is non-negotiable, criticism is replaced with constructive feedback, and belittling is never an option. Even in moments of anger, he does not resort to insults or demeaning language because he understands that words can leave wounds deeper than physical scars. He refrains from using respect as a conditional reward because he knows it is not a bargaining chip. It is a baseline. Whether in public or private, his behavior remains consistent because his respect is not a performance. It is a reflection of his character. Such a man is secure enough in himself to celebrate a woman's achievements instead of feeling threatened by them. He knows that lifting her up does not diminish his own value, and that partnership thrives when both individuals are able to grow. He doesn't interrupt her dreams with doubt or demand that her ambitions be secondary to his own. Instead, he provides a safe environment where her confidence can flourish, because he understands that respect is not only about refraining from harm, but also about actively nurturing her potential. A man with strong character realizes that respect is deeply tied to trust. He keeps his promises, maintains honesty, and never manipulates her feelings. He does not play games with her emotions or make her feel small to elevate himself. Respect means allowing her to be fully herself without fear of judgment or comparison, knowing she is valued for more than her appearance or what she can offer him. In the end, his respect is not a gift he decides to give. It is an unshakable part of his nature. It is what allows love, trust, and partnership to grow naturally, creating a bond that is not dependent on control, but on mutual honor. A man with strong character understands that protecting a woman is not about limiting her freedom or making decisions for her. It is about creating a safe space where she can thrive without fear. Protection, in its truest sense, is not rooted in control, but in care. It is not about locking someone away from the world. It is about standing beside them as they navigate it. Such a man knows that a woman is not an object to guard, but a person to support. His role is not to shield her from life, but to stand with her in life, offering strength when needed and space when required. He is aware that the moment protection turns into possession, it loses its purity. Possession is driven by insecurity, by the fear of losing her, and by the desire to control her actions. True protection, on the other hand, is selfless. It focuses on her well-being rather than his own comfort. It allows her the freedom to make her own choices, even if they differ from what he would have chosen. A man with strong character does not confuse love with ownership. He knows she belongs to herself first. In his presence, she feels secure not because she is confined, but because she is respected. He will defend her if someone disrespects her, but he will never try to dictate who she can speak to, where she can go, or what she can wear. His protection is not a cage, it is a shield that can be trusted. He understands that protecting her dreams is as important as protecting her safety. This means he supports her ambitions without making her feel guilty for chasing them. A man like this also recognizes that emotional safety is just as crucial as physical safety. He guards her heart by being trustworthy, by keeping her secrets, and by never using her vulnerabilities against her. He does not manipulate her emotions or create situations where she feels dependent on him for validation. Instead, he gives her the confidence to be herself fully, knowing that her individuality will never threaten his place in her life. He understands that real protection sometimes means stepping back and letting her fight her own battles, while being ready to step in when she truly needs him. He doesn't impose his help to prove his worth, nor does he treat her as fragile or incapable. He believes in her strength, but is always ready to be her safety net when life gets heavy. In every action, his protection is empowering, not restricting. She doesn't feel like she has to shrink herself to fit into his idea of safety. Instead, she grows taller, braver, and freer in his presence. He protects not because he doubts the world will recognize her worth, but because he wants her to know that no matter what, she will never face life alone. A man with strong character understands that the true measure of his strength is seen in how he responds to a woman's growth and success. Instead of feeling threatened by her achievements, he takes pride in them. He does not see her independence as a challenge to his role, but as a reflection of the trust and support they share. His presence in her life is not about overshadowing her light, but helping her shine even brighter. He knows that when she wins, they both win, because love is never a competition, it's a partnership. Insecurity is often born from fear. Fear of losing her, fear of being outshined, or fear of not being enough. A man with strong character refuses to let those fears dictate his actions. He is secure in his identity, confident in his worth, and wise enough to understand that lifting her up will never pull him down. Instead of trying to limit her potential, he actively encourages her to chase her dreams, explore her talents, and embrace opportunities. He does not worry about her becoming too successful or too independent, because he knows love is not built on keeping someone small, it's built on helping them grow. This kind of man celebrates her victories, both big and small. He is the one cheering the loudest when she reaches a goal, and the one offering steady encouragement when she feels unsure. He does not compete for attention or recognition. He is content knowing that his support helped her stand taller. He doesn't feel the need to prove himself by controlling the relationship. His confidence comes from knowing his value and giving her the freedom to value herself too. Empowerment also means believing in her even when she doubts herself. He speaks life into her dreams, reminds her of her strength, and refuses to let temporary failures define her. When she faces setbacks, he doesn't say, "I told you so," or use the moment to undermine her confidence. Instead, he helps her see lessons in the challenge and walks beside her until she regains her footing. In every interaction, he makes her feel safe to be ambitious, knowing she will not be judged or diminished. He does not interpret her confidence as arrogance, nor does he feel the need to compete with her capabilities. His masculinity is not fragile. It's rooted in self-assurance, which allows him to stand beside a strong woman without feeling the need to prove dominance. The absence of insecurity creates a relationship where both partners can thrive without fear. She knows she can share her dreams without being met with jealousy or resistance. He knows her success is not a threat, but a shared joy. In his presence, she becomes more of who she is meant to be because she is loved by someone who understands that real strength is in building, not breaking. He empowers her not by standing in front of her path, but by walking beside her and clearing the way. A man with strong character knows that words are easy, but actions reveal the truth. He understands that love is not proven in grand declarations once in a while, but in the daily choices he makes. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about showing up again and again with the same respect, care, and integrity, no matter the circumstances. His commitment is steady, not dependent on his mood, convenience, or personal gain. She never has to guess where she stands with him because his actions speak the same language every day. This kind of man does not offer affection only when it is easy, nor does he disappear when things get challenging. He doesn't show one version of himself in public and a completely different one in private. His values don't shift to suit the situation. They are anchored deep within him. When he says he will do something, he follows through. He doesn't make promises to sound good in the moment. He makes them with the intention of keeping them. Over time, this reliability builds trust because she learns she can depend on him without hesitation. Consistency also means his behavior aligns with his words. He doesn't speak about respect and then act with disregard. He doesn't promise loyalty, but entertain temptations. His actions reinforce his commitments, making his presence in her life a source of stability rather than uncertainty. She doesn't have to constantly wonder if his love is fading or if his attention is drifting because his consistency reassures her without her even needing to ask. Even in moments of disagreement or tension, his consistency is evident. He does not treat her well only when things are going smoothly and withdraw his kindness when she makes a mistake or when they have an argument. Instead, he remains respectful and fair, handling conflicts with maturity rather than emotional volatility. His love doesn't vanish in the heat of frustration because it is rooted in principles, not impulses. A consistent man also understands that effort is not something reserved for the beginning of a relationship. He continues to invest time, energy, and thoughtfulness long after the initial excitement fades. The way he listens, supports, and engages with her remains steady because he knows that real love grows through continual care, not sporadic bursts of attention. His consistency creates an environment where she can relax and trust instead of living in constant doubt. She doesn't have to chase reassurance or wonder if he's still committed. His daily actions make it clear. He understands that consistency is not just about showing up physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. He's present when she needs comfort, engaged when she shares her thoughts, and dependable when life gets difficult. For him, consistency is a reflection of character. It is proof that his love is not just a feeling that comes and goes, but a choice he makes every single day. Through his steady actions, he becomes a safe place in her life, a man whose reliability is as real in the quiet, ordinary days as it is in the extraordinary moments. A man with strong character understands that communication is not just about speaking, it is about connection. He knows that words have the power to heal or to hurt, to build trust or to break it. That is why he speaks with a balance of gentleness and firmness, creating a space where honesty can thrive without cruelty. His goal is never to win an argument at the cost of the relationship. It is to express the truth in a way that strengthens the bond rather than damages it. Gentleness in his communication comes from empathy. He listens before he responds, giving her the feeling that her voice matters. He doesn't dismiss her feelings or cut her off mid-sentence. He makes an effort to understand her perspective, even if he doesn't agree with it, because respect starts with listening. His tone remains calm, even during moments of tension, because he knows that the delivery of words often carries more weight than the words themselves. Firmness, however, is equally important. Being gentle does not mean avoiding difficult conversations or hiding the truth to keep the peace. A man with strong character speaks openly about his boundaries, needs, and feelings. He does not shy away from addressing issues, but he does so with respect and clarity. He understands that avoiding problems only allows them to grow, so he deals with them directly, ensuring misunderstandings are resolved before they can turn into resentment. In disagreements, he avoids personal attacks or using past mistakes as weapons. He focuses on the issue at hand instead of trying to win by making the other person feel small. His firmness comes through in his ability to stand by his values without being rigid or dismissive of hers. Even when they disagree, he ensures the conversation leaves both of them feeling heard and valued. His gentle but firm approach means he is open to feedback too. He doesn't let pride block growth. If she points out something he did wrong, he listens with humility instead of reacting defensively. He treats her honesty as a sign of trust, not as an attack. In return, when he expresses his own concerns, he does so in a way that invites understanding rather than hostility. This style of communication builds emotional safety. She knows she can share her thoughts without fear of being judged, mocked, or dismissed. He encourages open dialogue, not just when things are going well, but especially when things are hard. Through his words, he reassures her that conflicts can be resolved without damaging the relationship, because the foundation is mutual respect and clarity. Over time, his gentle yet firm communication becomes a defining part of the relationship. It shows that he is strong enough to be honest, but wise enough to be kind. It proves that love and truth can coexist, and that real strength is found not in raising his voice, but in raising the quality of his words. His communication builds trust, deepens connection, and creates a partnership where both feel safe to speak and be heard. A man with strong character understands that beauty goes far beyond what the eyes can see. While he may admire a woman's physical appearance, he knows it is only the surface. What truly draws him in and keeps him invested is her character, her mind, her heart, and the way she carries herself in life. Physical beauty can capture attention, but inner beauty holds it. He values the way she thinks, the depth of her compassion, her resilience in tough times, and her kindness toward others. These are qualities that time cannot fade. When he values her beyond appearance, he does not measure her worth against societal beauty standards or compare her to others. He does not make her feel as though she must constantly look a certain way to be loved. He accepts her as she is, knowing that real attraction is sustained by emotional and intellectual connection. He pays attention to the things that make her unique, the way her eyes light up when she talks about something she loves, the passion in her voice when she shares her dreams, the quiet strength she carries in moments of challenge. Such a man never reduces her to an accessory or a trophy to display. He doesn't seek validation through her looks, and he doesn't attach her value to how others perceive her physically. Instead, he encourages her to embrace who she is, inside and out. He appreciates her natural self as much as her polished self, making her feel secure in the knowledge that she doesn't have to perform for his approval. Valuing a woman beyond appearance also means celebrating her mind. He listens when she speaks, respects her opinions, and engages in meaningful conversations. He knows that beauty without depth fades quickly, but a mind filled with ideas, curiosity, and wisdom is endlessly attractive. He finds inspiration in her growth and supports her in pursuing knowledge, skills, and passions that enrich her life. He also cherishes her emotional presence, the way she cares for the people she loves, the way she handles challenges, and the integrity she maintains even when no one is watching. These are the traits he sees as truly beautiful. He understands that her value lies in who she is as a whole person, not just how she looks on any given day. Even as years pass and appearances change, his admiration remains constant because it is rooted in something timeless. Wrinkles, grey hair, and changing styles cannot diminish the bond they share because it was never built on superficiality. His appreciation grows with every experience they share, every obstacle they overcome, and every layer of her character he gets to know. By valuing her beyond appearance, he gives her the freedom to be authentic. She doesn't feel the pressure to meet impossible standards or hide her flaws. Instead, she feels safe to be herself completely, knowing that she is seen, loved, and cherished for the person she truly is, not just the image she presents to the world. A man with strong character understands that a relationship is a partnership, not a one-sided arrangement. He knows that love is not sustained by romance alone, but by the way both people show up for each other in everyday life. Shared responsibility means being equally invested in building, maintaining, and protecting the relationship, as well as in navigating the practical and emotional demands of life together. He does not believe in the outdated notion that one person should carry all the weight while the other simply benefits. Instead, he recognizes that both partners have unique strengths and contributions, and he values them equally. When challenges arise, he does not step back and say, "That's your problem." He steps forward and says, "We'll face this together." Whether it's financial struggles, family issues, or personal setbacks, he shares the burden without making her feel alone. He understands that shared responsibility is not only about handling crises, but also about managing the everyday tasks that keep life running smoothly. From household chores to decision-making, he participates fully, knowing that fairness fosters respect and trust. Emotionally, he takes responsibility for maintaining a healthy connection. He does not leave all the emotional labor, such as initiating conversations, resolving misunderstandings, or nurturing intimacy, to her. He actively engages in keeping the relationship strong. He checks in on her feelings, notices when something is wrong, and makes an effort to address issues before they escalate. He understands that emotional neglect is just as damaging as physical absence, so he stays present and involved. Shared responsibility also means supporting each other's dreams and goals. He doesn't expect her to put her ambitions aside for his sake, nor does he take her support for granted. If she is working late on a project, he steps in to handle what needs to be done at home. If she faces a major decision, he listens, offers guidance when asked, and stands by her choices. He is not threatened by her success because he sees it as part of their shared journey. In times of conflict, he takes ownership of his role instead of shifting blame. He understands that accountability is a part of responsibility. If he makes a mistake, he admits it and works to make it right. He doesn't expect her to always be the one to apologize or repair the damage. This mutual accountability strengthens their trust because it shows that both are committed to making the relationship work, even when it requires uncomfortable self-reflection. By sharing responsibility, he sends a clear message. They are equals. She is not carrying him, and he is not carrying her. They are carrying each other. This balance creates a partnership where both feel valued, supported, and secure. It allows them to move through life as a team, knowing that no matter what comes their way, neither of them will ever have to face it alone. A man with strong character knows that loyalty and integrity are the foundation of trust. They are not qualities he switches on when convenient. They are constants that define his relationships and his reputation. Loyalty means standing by the woman he loves, not just when things are easy, but when life tests them. It is the choice to remain committed in thoughts, words, and actions, even when temptations or challenges arise. Integrity means living by principles, not just promises, and ensuring his behavior aligns with the values he claims to hold. Loyalty for him is not limited to staying physically faithful. It extends to emotional loyalty as well. He does not entertain flirtations, secret conversations, or hidden connections that would compromise her trust. He protects her heart by guarding the relationship from anything that could weaken it. His loyalty also shows in how he speaks about her when she is not around. He never belittles her to others or allows anyone to disrespect her in his presence. Even in disagreements, he remains on her side in public, addressing issues privately without undermining her. Integrity is what ensures his loyalty is real, not just a facade. He does not say one thing and do another. He is honest about his feelings, his intentions, and his actions. When he makes a commitment, he treats it as a promise to himself as much as to her. Integrity means he doesn't compromise his principles for short-term gain or convenience. If something would hurt her or betray her trust, he simply will not do it, no matter how tempting the situation. A man with integrity keeps his word. If he says he will be somewhere, he shows up. If he promises to do something, he follows through. This reliability builds a deep sense of security because she knows his words are not empty. Even in difficult situations, he chooses the truth over deception, understanding that honesty, while sometimes uncomfortable, is always the better path. Loyalty and integrity also mean being accountable. If he makes a mistake, he admits it instead of hiding it. He takes responsibility for his actions and works to rebuild trust if it has been damaged. He does not try to manipulate the truth to make himself look better or shift blame onto others. His focus is on doing what is right, not what is easy. These qualities create a love that feels safe. She doesn't have to question his intentions, wonder if his attention is wandering, or doubt his commitment. His loyalty reassures her in the present, while his integrity builds confidence in the future. Together, they form a bond that is not shaken by distance, temptation, or time because it is built on respect, truth, and unwavering commitment. With a man like this, she knows his heart, his word, and his actions are all aligned, and that is the kind of security no material gift can replace. A man with strong character knows that loyalty and integrity are the foundation of trust. They are not qualities he switches on when convenient. They are constants that define his relationships and his reputation. Loyalty means standing by the woman he loves, not just when things are easy, but when life tests them. It is the choice to remain committed in thoughts, words, and actions, even when temptations or challenges arise. Integrity means living by principles, not just promises, and ensuring his behavior aligns with the values he claims to hold. Loyalty for him is not limited to staying physically faithful. It extends to emotional loyalty as well. He does not entertain flirtations, secret conversations, or hidden connections that would compromise her trust. He protects her heart by guarding the relationship from anything that could weaken it. His loyalty also shows in how he speaks about her when she is not around. He never belittles her to others or allows anyone to disrespect her in his presence. Even in disagreements, he remains on her side in public, addressing issues privately without undermining her. Integrity is what ensures his loyalty is real, not just a facade. He does not say one thing and do another. He is honest about his feelings, his intentions, and his actions. When he makes a commitment, he treats it as a promise to himself as much as to her. Integrity means he doesn't compromise his principles for short-term gain or convenience. If something would hurt her or betray her trust, he simply will not do it, no matter how tempting the situation. A man with integrity keeps his word. If he says he will be somewhere, he shows up. If he promises to do something, he follows through. This reliability builds a deep sense of security because she knows his words are not empty. Even in difficult situations, he chooses the truth over deception, understanding that honesty, while sometimes uncomfortable, is always the better path. Loyalty and integrity also mean being accountable. If he makes a mistake, he admits it instead of hiding it. He takes responsibility for his actions and works to rebuild trust if it has been damaged. He does not try to manipulate the truth to make himself look better or shift blame onto others. His focus is on doing what is right, not what is easy. These qualities create a love that feels safe. She doesn't have to question his intentions, wonder if his attention is wandering, or doubt his commitment. His loyalty reassures her in the present, while his integrity builds confidence in the future. Together, they form a bond that is not shaken by distance, temptation, or time, because it is built on respect, truth, and unwavering commitment. With a man like this, she knows his heart, his word, and his actions are all aligned, and that is the kind of security no material gift can replace. A man with strong character is not defined by wealth, status, or outward charm, but by the way he treats the woman he loves every single day. His respect is unwavering, his protection is freeing, and his encouragement fuels her growth. His actions remain consistent, his communication blends truth with kindness, and his admiration reaches far beyond physical beauty. He shares life's burdens as well as its joys, staying loyal in both presence and heart, with integrity that never bends for convenience. Such a man doesn't just claim to love, he proves it through the safety, value, and freedom she feels in his presence. In his world, love is not control, but partnership, not fleeting words, but lasting actions. And that is how real men with strong character treat women.